If you want the gills, we got the skills right here at 302 Fishing. Good evening, guys. As I told you during the weekdays, we're gonna come out here and do these little episodes, and today's no different. It's Wednesday. Finally, these winds have subsided a little bit and we can come out and try to catch some fish. I've been out here for multiple days, guys, and having incredibly hard times trying to get fish to bite on these baits, and this wind did not help out any. My fellow Delaware YouTubers around can attest to the fact. But today, that wind is reasonably calm right now, and it makes me want to go ahead and attack this small pond right here with soft plastics. The main one we're going to be using right now is going to be a Zoom product. It's a 6-inch watermelon red lizard, the natural enemy of the bass and its eggs. We're going to see if these fish go crazy over this bait right now. Again, we don't know about this spawn, guys. It's still evading us here in this state, man. We are not seeing very many fish on their beds whatsoever, but it is what it is. We still try to fight through it. So I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to grab my rods. I'm going to cast out in this pond, guys, and I'm telling you right now, I'm going to beat it up so bad. We're going to get something on here, man, worth showing to you guys right in front of you, man, because these tiny little dinks here and there, man, I'm not feeling it, guys. We're going to force this to happen. So let's get it on. Let's get that fish on. I've only been to this pond once before, and that was last year, and I had some reasonable success out of here. But this pond right here, you really can't access from the shoreline. You really have to have boots on. That's why you see me with the hip waders on right now. So I'm going to try to get my lizard situated here, and we're going to walk over here into this open section, and we're going to start casting around here. But I got to be careful today, man. Kind of slightly hurt myself a couple days ago. Walked a little too fast in some bad shoes, and my feet are not feeling too well today, guys. So we're struggling, as an old man, that is. But water's crystal clear, and we're going to start throwing this around. I'm going to try probably right around in this area right here, see if there's anything there. It's kind of shallow, goes to deep, and then over there is real super shallow. So this is the area primarily where I think we're going to get all the hits, but we may have a couple over under this algae here. Let's get this work on. Perfect, that was right into that opening. But let's see how well these bass react to these lizards. As I was doing my intro, I was watching a lot of breaks at the top of the water. It was a decent one that was out right over where I'm casting at primarily. And I'm hopeful that something's swimming around and it's kind of hungry. But I'll tell you, man, these last couple weeks have been a real struggle for all of us here, trying to create episodes for our channels here in Delaware. It's not warm right now, guys. It's about 57 degrees right now. Oh, here we go. Fish is out biting on it right now. This felt like a small one. See if he goes after it again. As soon as it came right off of that algae, when it dropped, it went right after it. Come on, you were on the attack as soon as it came to you the first time. Could have been a bluegill pulling on a tail too as well. They do like ripping these tails off on these Zoom lizards. Oop. Is that a fish right there, guys? Oh, yep. Definitely a fish. Fish on, fish on. Oh, I had him, man. He was tugging on it pretty good. I waited too late, man. I was just waiting for that line to go left or right, because he was just like kind of just barely tugging on it. But that's a good sign. At least they're going after that lizard. Kind of semi-protected from the wind. We only got one open area right here that doesn't offer any shelter, but I've got a whole bunch of bushes along this way, and I got a big canopy of trees over here kind of blocking the way. But you can kind of see the pond's reasonably smooth here. We're going to try two different styles right now. Normally, if you have a crawl or you have some type of a jig or whatever, you're up and down with the bait. Here you're jigging sideways with the bait, because again, you want to let that lizard walk right across the bottom as if it's going around searching, bed to bed looking for these eggs, because it's going to be an unnatural look if they see that going up and down like that. But we're going to go ahead and try to do jigging of it sideways, and as well we're going to go ahead and do a slow roll so those legs and that tail move around and see if they chase after that. We just got to figure out what they want first. Touch this water, test this water. Water's reasonably warm there, so these fish should be active. It feels like just about maybe 55 degrees or so, somewhere around that temperature. I let it drop in that hole and then bring it above that algae that I just cast it over. Yep, something's hitting it. Something's hitting it. All right, we're going to throw a couple shots off to my left-hand side. If you notice right here, guys, this is actually a bluegill bed right here, and there is no bluegill here, so that's what I was trying to mention to you right now. Like, I don't know why these fish are not coming up towards the shore as of yet. This is a very, very late time for Delaware. The spawn, usually they're right around this time or earlier, up on those beds, but we just have not seen that activity. Love these birds, man. You can see one right in the crack right there, and then another one in the crack right there, the red wings. These guys just battle it out, man, in these reeds, man. It's amazing how they fly through all that stuff. Cast out there by that gas can, aka buoy. All right, I'm gonna do a couple of retrieves now where I'm just gonna go ahead and slow roll the bait. Okay, nothing super fast, guys. I'm literally just creeping it just to get those appendages moving. And we'll just go ahead and fan one more time around here. And I think what I'm going to do is probably go down to that end right there and cast on that backside over there first. And then head my way over to where the sewer line is, and then wind up over in this algae area. And of course, trying to hit the middle on several locations. Look at that. Look, a bass just scooted. I was literally standing right here, and bass just scooted out right from underneath me here. That was crazy. I don't know if you saw that on camera or not, man. I just happened to be looking down and saw the water moving. I thought it was a turtle. Gonna try to find another decent opening. We'll probably go right here. Before I do anything, I'm gonna cast right at that bunch of those pads sitting right there. See them sitting right out there in the water? All right, before I go into this section, I'm gonna go into this section right here, because I kind of want to cast into those pads a few times at a different angle. But let me make my way down here. Oh, big old frog just jumped out there. I see a couple beds right out there. But I want to kind of cast right into this section right here and see if there's anything sitting right by those pads. You would think something would be sitting there. I'll try to come back by these pads again. Oop, I think that's a hit right there, guys. Yep, definitely a hit. Just a slight hit though. Oop. Come on. There you go, fish on. There you go. Nice. All right. God, barely just tapping that bait. Barely tapping that bait. They're just tugging on a tail and just trying to explore the bait. And then finally, I kind of saw a little bit of an opening right there to get them, and boom. Just under a pound. But they're very, very finicky right now. I kind of figured there was going to be a bass sitting right by those pads. Why wouldn't I? It's a nice little island that could sit right up underneath of or in between. And I was able to use my intuition and get that bass. But we'll get this back into play right here. Get it right back up onto the shaft of the hook. And again, I'm playing it weedless, so I'm bending it a little bit, put it through, and then I'm just gonna tuck that bait just underneath its skin, just like that. That way you don't get hooked up in all these lily pads and trees and everything else. So that's the way we're gonna have to play it right now. Slow it down, and again, just reel a couple times, let it sit. Because he caught that on the pause. Look, I'm feeling one right now, guys. I think. Reel a couple times and just let it sit. They're going to be curious enough, and they're going to come up on it, and they're going to nip on it just like they've been, and eventually they're going to get it. So guys, these baits right here, I'm going to go ahead and put them in front of you one more time. It's the Zoom bait company. They got the Super Salt Plus. It's a 6-inch lizard, watermelon red. You can get these at Dick's, Walmart's. Very cheap, guys. I think they're like $2 or $3 a pack, man. But once the weather starts warming up, man, these fish will bang up on these lizards here once they come, again, across these beds because they can't stand them. Nope. Oh my goodness gracious, did you see that, guys? On the pause. On the pause. I was paying attention to the guy in the truck over here, and that fish just took off with that bait. It was a little one though. All right, give me one more cast out in the deep and we'll walk over a little, maybe 10 or 15 feet. That was funny. But that seems to be the pattern that's working right now. Just let it sit. Reel, and then let it sit. Their curiosity is going to get them. There's a hit right there, guys. Look. There you go, fish on. All right, we figured out the pattern, guys. We figured it out. All right, same thing, all about the same size right now. Figured out the pattern. This lizard's doing pretty good, man. It's not getting beat up. But let's get her back in there. All right, let's keep it going. Sun's starting to set. Hopefully that window will calm down just a little bit once that happens. I know that there's rocks going across here. I think where I was walking at right there, and right there is where those rocks are at. So we're going to try to get to that point and walk into the water there and cast towards the backside of this pond. All right, let's see if we can create some damage here. Make sure I check my hook first because I can already see it, it's exposed. I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to throw one more cast right in this gap right across the way here, and I'm going to go down to the back end of the pond, so that last bit of light that we have right there is where I hope we can catch some more bass there. But right now, nothing in the shade. Let's see if we can get something off that lily pad patch right there. That was a crummy cast. Ooh, right in front of the pads. Kind of leave it just right there. Oop, we got a hit. We got a hit. Fish on. Right in front of the pads, guys. All right, had to dig them out of there. All right, man, we're hitting them right near the edges. There we go. All right, again, same thing, small ones, guys. Muffed up that bait. I think it's time to get a new one. I'm gonna toss that one over there and get a fresh one on. I'm surprised I caught it right in front of there. I thought I would have caught it right in that gap. Fooled me. So guys, it's not that hard to go ahead and rig up a lizard here. It's no different than when you're trying to put on your regular worm. Just find the flat part of the lizard right here, put it right in the middle of the nose, right to the bend, kick it out, and then bring it right to the shank, twist it, and again, all you gotta do is just push that body up just a little bit, come through the body, and again, you can see the point sticking out right now. Get that leg out, you see the point sticking out, you're gonna pull up and then pull that bait up underneath that body a little bit. Again, making sure the appendages are all loose, because some of these baits on other makes, they're attached to the body and it's not effective if those feet aren't moving at all. All right, we're gonna walk right in here, guys. I can't step over in that area because again, it's kind of deep over by that pipe, but we're gonna get right here. We might scare out a fish or two. We're gonna get back to that lizard. Still quite shallow over in this area here. I'm looking, seeing there's a bed right there. Whoa, that was deep, whatever it was. There's a bluegill right there. There's two of them right there. I can see him with my naked eye right there, but he's right in front of my lizard. And his bed right there. And they're eyeballing me. Let's see if we can rip a couple more lips over here. If I can get myself in a good enough angle. I want to get right into that cove right there without having to go over there. Whoop. I saw that fish come right out from over in the corner over there, guys. He came right out from in the corner. I'm right here, right where that little patch of algae is, and I watched right over here. I watched something come right across. I looked like a decent one too, because it created a good sized wake. All right, let me try to get my footing here. I'm gonna try right over there. Oop. Get out of there. Whoop. Let's Let's leave it right where it's at. My line's all twisted up in these pads. There we go. Fish, oh my goodness gracious, I had it caught up in that branch right there, man. That fish hit it right on the drop. We're gonna get this fish. There we go. Come on, baby. There we go. He's playing with it now. He's playing with it now. Come on. Fish on. Got him. Got him. Yeah, it's the biggest one we got, guys, so far. That's the biggest one. Yes. He was playing me, man. All right, man. I conquered him. About 1.5 pounds, guys. I conquered him. Look at his gill plate, guys. It's popped out there. He must have been caught before. I knew there was a fish sitting right over there. I just didn't know what size it was. But again, when I first threw over here, there was a huge weight that came right over here. I'm assuming it's this fish right here. And this one's been clawed before. You can see it's grown in. So he's been captured. But boom, I beat you. Oh Lord. But thank you, thank you. Let's get a good fish release off here. And I'll try for a couple more seconds, guys, but more than likely this is going to be the last bass, and I'll come out with an outro for you. But thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. And she's gone. No giants today, guys. I'm sure as the weather gets better and it starts getting warmer, we'll be able to get those big ones out of that pond. But hey, we produced, guys. I haven't been catching fish to save my life for the past few episodes that I was trying to create, because I was only getting a tiny dink and that was it per day. But finally we were able to go ahead and get a bunch of bass on today, about 5 or 6 of them. But the fun one was at the end where that one played me over there by the sewer pipe. So I gave that fish a break after he hit me, because I got a little over anxious and I missed that strike. So when I gave that rest, I came back at him again with the same pattern we had established, which is that slow crank and then pause. It took a couple times, and then that fish just finally just jumped on it, and I waited for it, and I let that fish go a little bit because I knew he's not committing too much on it. But once I felt he had it, boom, got him right in the lip, perfect strike. And we're able to bring that fish in and show it off to you guys. But zoom, guys, that's the bait we planned to come out and fish with. We did, again, obviously get success on it. Watermelon red, 6-inch, guys. Cheap, cheap bait. Anybody can fish with this bait. Doesn't matter what time of the year, basically, because again, plastics, this fish are gonna go after it, man, as long as you know what you're doing somewhat. But I'm happy, guys. Let's get out of here, man. I'm looking at the last available glimpses of this alpine glow. It's out there, it's pretty. Hopefully you guys would have a great day fishing. And as always, guys, fish on.